Tatine, which makes me think of Tatooine, which makes me think of Star Wars, says, how to not burn out while being a YouTuber. This is a great question. So when it comes to not burning out as a content creator, a really important thing that you have to do is you have to pace yourself. And this is so important. And when I first started YouTube, somebody that is a friend of mine now and that I deeply respect now and that taught me so much about YouTube in terms of, just open my mind about, the possibilities and all of that. They told me, pace yourself. Pace yourself, pace yourself, pace yourself. YouTube is a long game. So a lot of people, YouTube is a long game. Pace yourself. Only upload the amount of content that you think you're going to be able to sustain on a consistent basis for a very long period of time. That was the advice. And me being me, I'm like, great advice, thanks, going for it. And I started uploading way more than I could handle because I just wanted to go for it. And in doing that, I ended up burning myself out on another channel. So the advice I'm going to give you is based on experience from actually going through that. So the process that starts to happen, in addition to feeling like the workload, is you also start to get bitter a little bit about like all of the work involved. So you start thinking things like, why would somebody say that in the comments? And even good comments, you're like, oh, that's why did they even, bother leaving that comment? And where people would typically say like, hey, great video, you would typically see that and be like, oh, sweet, this person liked my video. But when you start burning out, you start looking at all the stuff based around, your channel and all that. You start looking at it in a different way. And you start thinking things like, why would somebody even leave that comment? It doesn't add anything to the community. It's stupid. Why would somebody say great video? Right. But in reality, they're just giving feedback and it's awesome. Right. But you're thinking of it negatively because you're going down. Right. So when it comes to burnout and avoiding it, it's important to make sure that you're pacing yourself and that you're also maintaining balance, which is another thing I didn't do. So one, I went hard, which made it impossible for me to maintain balance. So what I was doing is I was doing my other business, which was design stuff. I was doing that stuff during the day or at night based on, when I was doing YouTube, and then I was doing YouTube. And what was happening is I was working from pretty much the time I woke up till the time I went to bed, which, you'll see in like hustle culture stuff that, hey, that's what everybody should do and all that. But in reality, it's not. Like, of course, if you have goals you're trying to reach, you should go after those goals. However, you also need to take your personal health and your mental health into account for whatever it is that you're chasing. Because if you get there and you die, it's not going to do you much good. If you get there and you're crazy or you feel like crap about it, it's not going to do you much good. And you've wasted that awesome experience, right? Because you've made it a horrible process of getting there. So what you have to do is you have to balance things out to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm putting in this much time on it. And lock yourself down. I'm putting in this much time a day into my YouTube content, and I need to make sure that I'm extremely productive. That doesn't mean opening up YouTube and watching something in the meantime while I'm doing something else, getting distracted by that. I need to make sure that I have dedicated focus time for this amount of time per day. And then I also need to make sure that I'm also scheduling out this amount of time per day I'm spending with my family or my friends, whatever. This amount of time a day I'm working in the actual job that's generating income. And the reason that you want to do that is so that you can maintain balance, because as content creators, as people that are creative people that are wanting to upload content to the internet or just be involved in what's going on the internet or grow your following or be an influencer, whatever it happens to be that you're after, like the thing that we love to do is we love to make stuff, right? Hustlers, makers, creators, like we love to make stuff. So because of that, it's really easy to stay up and like way late in the middle of the night working on a video and trying to get a video done because you want to publish it the next day. And then because you stay up until 3 a.m. working on a video that you want to publish the next day, you end up not getting enough sleep because you have to wake up at 8 o'clock in order to get ready in time to go to your job, whatever that happens to be. So then what you start doing is you start depriving yourself of sleep, and then you start this endless cycle of that. And then because of that, then you just start, like mentally, you just start like coming apart. And that's where you start getting negative and you start getting easily agitated and all that stuff. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you're giving yourself the space to just say, hey, at this time, I don't care how important this video is. I'll move my schedule back a day. Not a big deal. I'll work on it a little with my YouTube time tomorrow. I'll move this video back a day. The world's not going to end. People are still going to watch it. And I'm going to just publish tomorrow or publish 2 days from now instead of publishing tomorrow. It's fine, right? So what you need to do is you just need to look at all of what it is that you're doing and make sure that you're balancing out everything. Because if you don't, then, it can be really easy to burn yourself out. For tools and resources to help you with your YouTube channel, make sure you check the links in the description of this video. And to have your question answered live, join us Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern.